So what I want to talk about in perspective number 2 is that all imbalances start vibrationally. And therefore, we're going to want to use all our aspects to raise our vibration. What do I mean by that? Well, this perspective really comes from my upbringing in Eastern philosophy. And it is grounded in this idea that everything has a vibration, which obviously we know that from quantum physics and so forth. But in terms of a spiritual or a more mysterious aspect of just, whether you can document all of this vibration stuff, the idea that everything has a vibration, that all things are part of a whole, and the fact that the universal spirit's vibration is the constant, it's the steadiness, and our vibration, each of us as individuals, is the fluctuating aspect, then it's about finding an active and dynamic harmony between ourselves and that greater aspect. And in moments when we are feeling very uplifted, we're feeling joy, a lot of people find that kind of sense of equilibrium with that kind of vibration when they're in nature and so forth. We know what it feels like. But if we're understanding that imbalances are going to start vibrationally, then it helps us to understand how to move ourselves, not just in physical choices, but also in mental and emotional and spiritual aspects, trying to find ways to bring ourselves back into balance. And I think this is a key for the balance journey, because this is one of those aspects that isn't talked about very much. Although I will say that, there are many Eastern philosophy practices, yoga, meditation, and so forth, that definitely focus in on that aspect of just kind of, centering ourselves and then tuning in. So it's very similar in those practices. But what I'm talking about is your balance journey not requiring you to go to that moment of being in meditation and making it more of an everyday experience and everyday practice. So if we can embrace this idea that imbalances start vibrationally, and then they're definitely going to show up in our experience in some way, then as part of our balance journey, we get to be looking at how to mitigate that kind of discomfort, the kind of suffering that ends up in our experience by vibrationally making those shifts first.